These are the most delicious soft and chewy English muffins that we can make at home. We only need very few simple ingredients to make this in less than 2 hours. Spread them with some butter or jam, or turn it into a savory with a side of eggs and bacon, or as a toasted ham and egg sandwich. First, you may add 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. If you need to add more flour, you may add it in the later stage. Here I am adding 1 tablespoon of sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. So before adding yeast, let us give it a quick mix this way so that we do not end up adding the yeast right on top of salt, as it might kill the yeast and it can affect the texture of the bread. Once it is mixed thoroughly, let us add in 2 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. And now it is time to add in yeast. Here I am adding 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. I am using instant yeast as it has got very small particles, because of which it will get dissolved very easily. Hence, that is why I am adding it directly to the flour. However, if you are using active dried yeast, which has got little more bigger particles, you might need to bloom it separately in some lukewarm water and sugar. How to go about it exactly, I will be mentioning it in the description box below the video. So here I have given it a quick mix. To this you may add in 1 1/4 cup of lukewarm water. Make sure the water is not too hot or too cold, otherwise the yeast might get killed or it might not get activated at all. And now let us give it a quick mix with a wooden spoon or a spatula, just until everything comes together, and we can transfer it to the work surface. This looks quite sticky, I know, but that's okay because we are going to add the remaining flour. You may add in more flour as needed. Now here I've used around 3 cups of flour, but sometimes you might not need even 3 cups. You might need a little more sometimes, but make sure you do not add too much flour and make it very tight. We want our dough to be slightly sticky, at the same time not too sticky that we cannot knead it. And now I'm using my hands just to bring it together, and now let's transfer this to the work surface. First, I have lightly floured the work surface. And now let us continue kneading it gently for about 7 to 8 minutes, or until a very smooth dough is formed. So as I told you earlier, the dough is going to be slightly sticky to the touch. So in order to help us knead the dough a little more easily, I'm going to add few more drops of melted butter, just like so, and continue kneading. As you can see, the dough has become very smooth and soft, and now let us apply few more drops of melted unsalted butter just over the top as well as bottom of the dough. We do this so that while the dough is resting, no thin layer of crust will be formed. In case a thin crust is formed, it will be very difficult for us to shape the dough later. So now let us cover and keep it aside somewhere warm, maybe on the kitchen countertop or inside a switched off oven for about 1 to 1.5 hours, or until it doubled in its size. The dough has doubled in its size after resting for about 1 to 1.5 hours. And here I have prepared a baking tray with some parchment paper. Traditionally, we sprinkle cornmeal for preparing these English muffins. However, since I don't have the cornmeal, I'm using some semolina. You could do the same as well. So let us sprinkle some semolina and just spread it around. Let us gently punch down the dough, and as you can see, it is slightly sticky to the touch, and this is exactly how the dough should be. Only then you can get very soft English muffins. So now let us just flour the surface again, and with the help of a rolling pin, let us roll it out. Using any round cutter, you may cut it out this way. Remove the excess, and you may repeat the process by kneading the dough, rolling it out, and cut out with round cutters to form more English muffins. Please take a look at the thickness of the English muffins. It shouldn't be too thick or too thin. This is just the right way it should be. And now you may place it over the parchment paper, which had been generously sprinkled with semolina or cornmeal. You may sprinkle some more semolina or cornmeal, whichever you plan to use, over the top of these muffins. Let us cover it and keep it somewhere warm for its second and final rising for about half an hour. After about half an hour, it has increased in its size and now it is ready to be baked. Here I am using a cast iron pan, which is ideal for baking these muffins. However, you may use any kind of heavy bottom pan that you have. Once the pan is heated well, you may apply some unsalted butter. And now let us place the muffins over the well heated and well greased pan. Always make sure to bake or cook this at lowest flame, otherwise it might not cook through in the inside. And make sure to cook it at the lowest flame on each side for about 7 to 8 minutes. However, always keep an eye on it. So after about 7 to 8 minutes, I'm going to flip it over to cook the other side for another 7 to 8 minutes. And you can see it has achieved a beautiful golden color. As you can see, it is perfectly ready. It is slightly toasted on the outside and extremely soft and chewy in the inside. As you can see, I'm just opening it out with the help of a fork, and it is so soft and well cooked in the inside. So please do try this at home and do let me know your feedback through the comment box below. I'm sure you all are going to absolutely love it. So thank you so much for watching this channel, and if in case you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and see you again next week. Bye.